the 10 seeds force you into a required hookshot through crystal placement. Looks like we're off.
Oh,
Uncle just says hi.
Well, he's been friendly.
Heart piece in the very first chest of the game. It's not exactly. Oh, got 3 light world crystals. Already a very good layout. Had a 5/6 in Hera. That means 3 dark world pendants. So potentially 3 of the worst dungeons out of the way.
Well, we can but hope. And it's the hammer. Hammers for days, boys. Hammers for days.
Overall, it's one of the best starts that you can get. Obviously, it doesn't use a resource. It does 10% sword damage. It kills Moldom, which is fairly rare. And it's 1/3 of your way to proper Dark World access.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's like it gives you flexibility with what you want to do early game, and of course it does the same damage as the tempered sword, which is always a bonus.
And of course, there's logical implications as well. I mean, as soon as we find the mirror, that would open up East Death Mountain to us. Pick up a guaranteed small key from the escape in the first chest of the basement.
Yeah, small key has to happen before you get to the dark room, or if you get in the dark room. Then, if you haven't picked up the small key by then, if you're playing standard, good for you, you pick up the small key. If you're playing open, then it's not so good.
One of the big differences between standard and open is the placement of this small key. This small key can actually be in the 2 later basement chests in standard, but not in open, because you'd risk locking yourself out of these chests.
The other big difference, obviously standard you have to go through escape, and open you don't. So even if you don't find the lamp, the makers of the randomizer were generous enough to give you a lamp once. You get the lamp going out of the escape, and then after that you're on your own. If you go into any dark rooms without a lamp, that's on you.
Yep, but the dark sewers do stay lit with a light cone for the entire seed, even without lamp. So logically speaking, if you aren't able to get, by the way, first sword in Zelda's cell, nice. Logically speaking, if you can't open the back of escape due to lack of bombs, which we don't have right now, but it could be a potential scenario, you could backtrack without a lamp. It could be expected.
Interesting. It's like, Uncle gives you the hammer, Zelda gives you the sword. Which one is more useful to you? Discuss, chat. The answer clearly is Zelda, because you need 2 swords to complete the game. And you need 1. There you go. And now I have triggered at least half the chat. Excellent! Stopped commentating for 3 months, and then already... Wow! 3 minutes into a race, and already... There we go.
I mean, you know, you're only partly right. If you look at it the other way, you do need 1 hammer in every seat. There's no getting around it. There's too many hammerlock places. Hammerless completion without major glitches is not going to happen. So if hammer is required and 2 swords are required, Zelda's only giving you half the value, right?
And then chat points out, sword is the correct choice because you cannot hammer dash without a sword. And yeah, that is definitely
what
true.
Else you can't hammer dash without?
Boots. We need some boots soon.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're having a paradox in the top left corner as well. Lyndon Lin is playing as one of the Zelda character sprites. And is leading Zelda through the sewers. So Zelda is leading Zelda. What a world! No!
I feel like it's
You can't do that, Link! You create a time paradox! Oh, and
Oh.
there's a Master Sword.
Yeah. You know, so I was mentioning how we were 1/3 of the way to Darkhold access, but we're also 2/3 of the way to Aghanim.
I accept those odds. I am okay with this.
Me too, but only because I'm sitting in the booth.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna race this nonsense. It's like, oh, you enjoyed commentating that? Here's the seed afterwards. No, I'm not playing this. Come on. What do you take me for? A good person who runs this game? Don't answer that question. I'm not a good person at running this game.
And there's the flute in the back of Escape as well. Just, you know.
Because if you didn't need more access, here you go. Have everything.
Yeah, just start the early item onslaught 5 minutes into the game. You don't even have to leave the escape sequence in this one. You can just go straight to Ganon.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. Is like, you don't need crystals. You just need items which help you kill Ganon. And it's like, okay, what else do you want here? Here's a fire source. Here's your sword, and off you go.
By the way, that is going
to be a hookshot! What is this? Okay, so let's count this off. You've now got village access, you've got all the south strats, you now have, I think, the entirety of Lightworld Death Mountain.
Exactly. This is looking very kind. And I can't help but anticipate that at some point this stops.
I mean, normally yes, but with this, you have so many checks to do right now. I mean, that's probably the downside, is the game is now too free, that everything's been opened up. Now you have to check everywhere.
You know, these are all items though that are commonly seen, and there's the cape just, you know, putting that Aghanim on the table, even though Aga himself only unlocks a green rupee apparently. Just, you know, all of these items are generally seen when you're supposed to do Aghanim. Like, the flute is just one of those things that opens additional locations in the light world for now. Hookshot, well, if you do Aghanim, that's Darkworld mainland access, right? So maybe it's just right there. Maybe it's laid out to us right now.
Yeah, maybe it's just giving us everything, but you have to do Aga 1 anyway, because there are no gloves in the light world.
Exactly. Or Moonpearl and the Pyramid.
That was my first ever Aghanim 1 seed. I looked everywhere in the light world, I got really confused and mad, and then realised I had a Master Sword, and got Moonpearl on the Pyramid, and then I was incredibly confused.
Well, there's the glove in Blind's hideout, so...
Moonpearl Pyramid is the only thing really, is like...
This went very fast from... This looks like something that you usually get in a Aghanim seed to life support.
Yeah. I'm so mad. Why can't I have this seed? I mean, there's probably some stoops at the end.
You know, 4 minutes ago you mentioned that you don't want to run this nonsense, and I quote.
I mean, you can't take anything I say at face value. That's why I'm a commentator.
Did you see that? Titan's bits as well. Like, this and the Quake Medallion, of course, that's going to be required for both of the Medallion dungeons. I don't know, guys. And the Flippers. Yeah, just throw it in there.
I am so mad right now. I'm glad there is no webcam, because you cannot see how mad I am right now. There's like smoke coming off the top of my head and fuming.
So, we're actually a mirror away from the possibility of a checkerboard Cave Moonpearl that maybe just, you know, the curveball we're looking for. By the way, 3 people activating the flutes at the same time.
Raise your ducks. The goose is loose.
The sync between Goomba and Fear Agent is actually incredible.
Yeah, that's scary. That was frame perfect, like entering the house as well. Like, oh goodness. I'm just so mad. I can't speak.
I mean, what do we really need for Gobo now? A moon pearl, a bow not required because you can clip those mimics. You need a fire rod and a good
You need a fire
crystal layout.
Yeah. It's not even clear at this point. Until someone goes in the Dark World and figures out what the dungeons is, it's not even clear what we need.
That's true. So one of the things that's bad about seeds like this, though, is just the moment it stops, right? Because you spend the first 10 minutes getting so much progression that you don't know what to do with it, and then you're going to spend the next 1 hour just checking through places, and each and every one of them is going to be a big 20.
Yeah, like at the end of the running game. So I'm fairly sure most people are ducking out, quite literally. They are flying away to a different location. There's half magic on the desert ledge. Oh boy. Fear broke the sink, oh no! Yeah, flying to different locations. Some flow to desert, some go to the swamp ruins and pull the dam.
There's a bottle in the dam, so eventually you'll have to go back to check the sick kid. I wouldn't be surprised if Goomba just took a break after Minamordon to just go back to Kakariko and then flew back to 8. I mean, it's free.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff you can do here. You can go out of Mini Moldorm and do all the lake area, and then go in the portal and go to see King Zora. Then you come out of Zora's domain and fly back to 8 and do the Ice Rod Cave. Then you fly back to Death Mountain. Then you go back to... There's so much. There's so much maneuverability right now. It's ridiculous. All they need now is a mirror, and then they can go anywhere. They don't even need to save and quit.
You mentioned Death Mountain, and I'm very surprised that nobody went immediately for it. I mean, you opened up all of it on the Light World, except maybe Hera if the big key is basement locked, but I mean, even then, it's so many items, it's so much more concentrated than South Shore.
The only thing I would really like to look for before going up Death Mountain is some fire source. Not to do the cave and get the old man, but so that I can definitely get into Hera basement if I need to. Because you don't want to go through the entirety of Tower of Hera and then find out one of your items is in the basement and you can't get there. That can end runs.
If I had to mention an item that I wanted before Death Mountain here, it's more the Moon Pearl. The Myths actually, allows me to enter the Dark World just on the east side, get 6 more item locations just like that.
Yeah. If you're interested in the minor glitches as well, Super Bunny Cave, Hyper Bunny Cave, it's the Bunny Cave.
Yeah, Super Bunny Cave actually absolutely doable right now. I wouldn't be surprised if... who's up on Death Mountain? Fear Agent's up on Death Mountain. If he doesn't find the pearl here, I wouldn't be surprised if he went into Super Bunny Cave.
I could actually see Vanilla Pearl coming out of this too. The old man, you just rescue him. Oh, it's a bottle for a bottle. You get a bee in a bottle from the sick kid.
Old man's mirror. No, pearl. Pearl is in the hairy big chest.
But he gives you a little bit of love for rescuing him. Yay. Moon Pearl, mirror.
Same thing. Essentially the same thing. If you play Mage glitches.
They do the same job, right?
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, seriously though. Bottle for bottle. It's like, oh, thank you for showing me that beautiful glass vase. Here, take another one. What?
It's all about the contents, though. So you showed the sick kid fairy, gave you a bee. You have something to save your life, and now you have something to be offensive with.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
It's like, if you find my swagger, you can catch bees. Look, here's one I made earlier. And okay. I'm sure we can go with that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
That's a rod. I think it was ice rod in Paradox Cave.
My view of the stream is actually lagging, so I didn't see anything. I'm blind.
I saw a rod and it was yellow, so I'm completely lost.
A green boomerang? We're not even playing combo rando. Ah! seriously, speed booster is...
I'm currently just looking at Fear Agent, waiting for him to open the menu and confirm. 300 rupees on Floating Island. That's a nice thing that you can't get right now, but, you know, if you're starved for money for Zora later, it's there. Just a piece of heart in the Spectacle Rock Cave, and we're about to get the first hint. Some cash requires the green pendant, so that's a Harshala out of the picture. Very nice bomb jump.
I am like 90% certain my internet dropped and came straight back up again, so I have no clue what just happened. Yay, fun times!
We found a hint that said some cash requires the green pendant, and that's about it. Spiral Cave was useless. Spectacle Rock Cave had a piece of heart. And so I think that there's probably progression in Hera at this point.
Outlook uncertain.
Sounds about right. Yep, there's the menu check. It's confirmation it was the Ice Rod. Cool. I mean, literally cool.
Yeah. Ice Rod's nice, and it's the nice rod. No, I enjoy using the Ice Rod now and again, but it's useful if you want to take out something like Land Molars. You don't have, you know, sort of arrows, fire rod, good sword, hammer, bombs. You know, any of the items that you can use to kill Lambo.
So that was the Hera Big Key in the basement, not the Firelog basement.
And a teeny tiny shield! Excellent! We always wanted one of those. Teeny tiny little bit better.
It does nothing, though.
It's good English. It's meant to do something. What? I'm not sure.
It blocks a very select few projectiles. I think it might actually block arrows.
Yeah. Without joking, it's like it blocks arrows. It blocks tridents. It's meant to block projectiles which aren't fire. And then the fire shield blocks fire projectiles, and then your mirror shield blocks everything else.
Very nice hint on the third floor of Hera. Says map requires fire, and that's an expensive fall.
Yeah, trying to set up the bomb jump without the boots is difficult, and if you don't hit the switch, sometimes you can get locked in the back of Hera with no way out. Because sometimes the camera locks you in position and you can't get out of there.
There's a few
it's
weapons
good,
that
and that's not good.
There's a few weapons that are better at getting you out of there than no. I think the bow has probably the highest success rate, and also sword beams due to the high hitboxes. So they don't despawn before they reach the switch.
Yeah, boomerang, you're not. That's not gonna work.
Yep. So Fear Agent.
Fear Agent realizes. Oh wait, I have a hook shot. If I do that, then I just fall one floor, not two.
The thing is, you can set up yourself on the bomb jump pixel just by spin releasing there.
As Goomba did.
Yep, releasing the spin while you're under the hole, and then struggling back, and you will spin on the very first frame that you're no longer falling. Very useful technique, and also you can flip over the star switches to avoid falling 2 floors if you accidentally, overstep.
Yeah. With that as well, you just have to be sort of careful. With the bomb jump, you've got I think it's 2 frames. If you've got the boots, it's much easier because that's 6 frames when you're in the dash animation. And Fear, he loves falling down those 2 floors here because Moldorm is just edging closer and closer to hole in the center of the platform. You don't want to go down that one. That's just pain. Falling off the sides you can deal with, but falling down the center, that's not good.
He was very close to being knocked into that hole on the first run. That's a blue boomerang and
VTorp's favorite
shield from Hera.
Is VTorp's favorite weapon the blue boomerang. Everyone go and tell him that. I'm sure you won't get banned.
I don't even know why they're in the game, man. They're so useless.
Oh no, my joke failed because it's the red meringue is his favourite weapon. Darn! He actually likes the blue meringue.
Yeah, the red meringue is basically the blue meringue, except it creates lag as well.
Yeah, extra distance, but lag. Everyone likes the extra distance, right? It's great at slowing down the game when you're meant to go fast. Wait, what?
So, question, what have we not seen yet? I think we haven't seen anyone go near the Zora domain, and we haven't seen the inside of Eastern Palace, but otherwise...
I don't remember Ice Rod Cave, but I think someone has done it.
I do remember Ice Rod Cave, it was, Eustace. Just plain Eustace.
Yeah. As it normally is. I still check it anyway, though.
Except that one time when you skip it, then it holds your thing that your last location.
Yeah, never skip Ice Rod Cave. Lumberjack you can get away with, because if you're going to have to kill Lag at 1, then your game's already ruined. But missing the Ice Rod Cave? No, don't do that.
So we do have one little bit of issue with the Zora domain plan right now, and that's just general lack of money. We do have 300 rupees, but optimally we want to have 500. Now, of course, we have seen that one 300, which we can't reach. That's about it.
Well, we'll see. What else we got here? Bombs, money, armor upgrade for Goomba. So there's some nice goodies at the back of Shabadoo's cave.
Chat saying we have seen Zora domain, just not Zora itself. So I guess yeah. We got Pyramid, we've got Zora, we've got Eastern Palace, and that's about.
It could have just been a huge hoax. Maybe Moonpearl on Pyramid, it was the whole plan all along. We have had Master Sword since Escape, and we had Cape immediately afterwards. Oh wow, we see a Houlihan room. That's something you don't see every day.
Very good decision in this spot. It's I think it's 250 rupees or something that, and we actually see two. Two different people.
9 by 25. I can do the math in my head. 225 rupees. Ha!
Close. It's a very good decision, though. It's exactly what you need for Zora. Well, not for Lin. Lin's missing 11 more rupees, and you know what happens when you go to Zora domain missing 11 rupees.
Sometimes you find a big 20, and sometimes there's good and there's not good, and that's normally not good.
Yeah, I was going to say mostly nothing, because you're never going to find that. Of course, we do know that from the very first gods killed, green gods do drop 2 big 20s as the first 2 items in that pack.
What a world! 3 Houlihans! It's like, all my Christmases come at once.
Wouldn't be surprised if Illis went for it as well.
It's such a cool strategy as well as like, I need money right now. Oh wait, I can do this. Now I'm loaded. Except for one thing, you're not loaded. You go and spend all your money and you get 20 rupees in return. It's one hell of a pyramid scheme. But yeah, Zora's the main. They've got flippers as well, so no need to fake flipper or walk on waters for this. There's 100 rupees in the wishing well.
Nice.
All they need now is like 300 rupees on Zora's ledge, and it'll have all been for something.
Chat has confirmed that it's a big 20, and by the way, Illa's going for the slow way of farming money in this spot. Into the 50 rupee cave. that means you can get 50 rupee every time you exit and re-enter. Kind of slow.
Well, in comparison to Houlihan, but in comparison to everything else, a solid 50 rupees every time you enter. I'll take that. That's free money.
I think capitalism heard that and then screamed. But unfortunately, Hot Container and Zora.
So we're just all assuming that there's nothing left now. We go Aghanim's Tower now, right? Except we don't, because we don't have a light. We have no fire source, so we can't do it. So yeah, you've got Eastern Palace, and that's it. I think that's it.
Exactly. It's at the very least a double dip of Eastern Palace. Well, no, not necessarily. Like with a bow and the lamp in here, it's not a forced double dip, of course. But bow alone won't be in here because it doesn't unlock anything. So we're looking for some sort of progression in here. Be it lamp, be it book, be it moonpearl, you name it.
Yeah. Ideally, you want the lamp to be here and then the moonpearl not to be here, and then you make people sad. If you find the moonpearl first, what's the fun in that? Then they can go everywhere.
What if the bow was on the pyramid ledge?
Then I would demand a refund or something. I would. I'm not even playing the seed, and I'd go to veto. Ah! Refund! I wouldn't get one. But it's the principle.
I'm sure you can get a refund. I mean, we hand out year's supplies of randomizer seeds every race.
I'll contact my lawyer. Where is my brother, anyway?
First item in Eastern Palace is a pack of 3 bombs, and we got the big key in the very first chest. This could be the God Eastern Palace, which exists and is so rare.
If we find mirror or book, desert opens. Correct.
Not only desert, we'd also see checkerboard cave within logic. But unfortunately, the seed decides to be extremely boring and just gives us a moonpearl in Eastern Palace.
Now you're massively winning, except I resign. What is the... The seed is too good! I don't see any problems that they've encountered so far. I mean, 3 people doing Houlihan for money and then they get a heart container. That's not the end of the world. And then they go into Eastern Palace and they get a moonpearl.
To be fair, this is shaping up to be a forced double dip, and now that I've said that, of course the dark room will have the bow.
Yeah, just go round to the big key room and you pick up your bow and then off you go on an adventure and... Moonpearl gives you Thieves Town, with the cape you've got Bumper Cave as well, and then you find your Fire Rod and you've got Skull Woods and... Oh, they found a taco! Ah, well.
I mean, it tastes good, but it doesn't solve the Eastern Palace problem, so that's a forced double dip AP at least.
Yeah, it tastes good, but deeply unfulfilling.
And according to our trackers, someone asked Sahasrara, and Past Darkness turned out to be the green pendant, so that's kind of inconvenient, because you would hope to come back here through Past Darkness.
Yeah, I mean, you might see Palace of Darkness anyway for an item dive, and then you find the item you want to go, hooray, mirror out, and then mirror out.
So in the meantime, we have a blue pendant in Misery Maya, a red pendant in Skullwoods, and a 5/6 crystal in Ice Palace.
Goomba's in my shed as well, and it was Bomb Boss on the front doorstep.
That's probably just sitting in Galen's Tower at this point. I mean, Misery Maya not being required and all.
It's only not required until it is.
And boy, how bad is it when it's required? Because 2 items in that entire place?
Yeah, you just feel it's like, wow, you get the pedestal seed after having all those items, and then you go, I can complete all these dungeons really quickly, but I don't wanna.
I mean, imagine at this point that would be quite the inconvenience, wouldn't it? You got everything you wished for at the beginning, and there's something sitting on the pedestal. So speaking of which, what could be on there? Boat can't be on there. Fire Rod can't be on there. Somaria can't be on there. I think it's very, very much deadish.
Maybe. Illus has found Bombos and also a very small hand trowel.
You'll have to explain that one to me.
Yeah, he found a shovel. And he found Bombos on the top of Turtle Rock as well, so Bombos required for both entries. Yeah.
But we also have Bombos.
Yeah, Illus found Bombos in the Hookshot Cave, so...
So that rules out the TR medallion for pedestal as well. At this point, I'm looking at maybe boots if it's required for desert.
I could see things being awkward at this point, you know. Oh, let's see, what could be really terrible? It can't be Lamp. That's for well, yeah, no, Lamp can't be on pedestal. Fire Rod can't be pedestal. Tamaria can't be pedestal. Boots aren't necessarily required, but it could be.
You know, speaking of Lamp at this point, Past Darkness and Misery Maya being both pendants, that's basically the worst of it out of the way. That you don't have to do those, so even if you're not that good with Dark Rooms, this should be an easy Lapis seed.
Illus being commentator's curse, immediately going down the Spike Cave and finding the lamp.
I'm sorry about this.
Happens. It happens to the best of us and to the worst of us. It happens to everyone.
I mean, in my defense, who actually goes Spike Cave this early?
I guess that while you're in this area, you might as well complete the entirety of the mountain. Give or take Ether Tablet. The Goomba's doing it too.
I mean, the difference between a good racer like these people and myself is that they don't forget about it.
It's just also, I feel it's like a desperation play. It's like, I really want that mirror. Because we're going to have to do Swamp at some point. And then... Oh, Lamp. There you are. I really wanted you. Yeah, let's go with that.
I mean, you did get a strong early indicator of Swamp, is what I would have said very early in this seed, but then we found literally all of these items, and you have a strong early indicator of just go and do something in this game.
Yeah, we found literally everything apart from, like, the front door key to getting into Swamp. Where is that mirror? Only time will tell. This has gone into Ice Palace.
Interesting decision.
Yeah, Bombos gating all 3 of the 5, 6, 7 dungeons. No Fire Rod, so that's an interesting one. If you have Bombos, then you can find Fire Rod inside of Ice Palace, which I have done before.
This is what I call making a play, to be honest, because at this point you want to be going for the fast thing, right? You probably are thinking very heavily about Thief's Down, right? It's 4 items plus 3 of them just laying out there. Ice is not the first thing that comes to your mind, but if there's something here, Illus is probably way ahead of those people who follow that thinking. And I say that, and Linden's also in Ice Palace.
Yeah, you do have everything that you want to get in there, and also that was a nice hint. Unique item in desert, so it could be useful.
Could also be the Ether Medallion.
Yeah. It might be nothing, but it could be something.
Meanwhile, Hype Cave looked like it wasn't very hype.
Hype Cave is version 30. It's not been good. Again, there's good and there's not good, and that was not good. Now here's some of the more regular checks. So now we've done the Hype Cave, and now we're looping up back round through to Thieves Town. So digging game on the way. Stumpy as well. I assume I've missed that.
And you're really hoping to get Mirror here, right? Because then you could just take the Smith, not have to worry about that. Well, this way you would have to take the Smith for a walk.
Yeah, Piece of Heart is the prize, and sorry Jeremiah, we might have to come back for you later. It's a long dig for that as well. Up to 30 required, and that was about 20.
I think it was a 5x6 that I saw on that screen, but I'm not perfectly sure about that one. Goomba's taking the frog. That means he's not about to enter Thieves' Stand, since you can't until you drop that off. The only thing that will get rid of the frog for you is Kiki. Or delivering the frog to his intended destination.
27 was the number. Ouch. 27 digs, and all you get is a lousy, tiny piece of love.
At the same time, digging game is at least somewhat evenly distributed. You just get a random number between 1 and 30. So, it doesn't actually work out like the math on Aghanim, where seeing even a 12 blue ball would be extraordinary.
I'm so confused. And having done the bomb jump, this is like, this is all not great. Bombs and silver arrows require the red bombs. Wow, is that vanilla silver arrows?
Yes,
wow.
It is.
What a world we live in.
It's also very unlikely that anyone will get that, although it saves about as much time as you invest getting it. So I don't know, it could happen. I could see it.
I mean, you get that hint in Ice Palace, and you've already got the other 5-6 crystals, so who knows? You might just pick it up on the way.
You're going to the pyramid at some point anyway. It's absolutely true.
I would probably take it at this point. Just do it on the way. And then you pick up silvers, and everything's nice. It gets Eastern Palace done out the way very quickly. Ganon, you don't have to do silverless, which is always nice. I don't think it's actually that much of a time loss.
No, you're absolutely right. If you do it now, it actually saves a lot of time. If you go to the pyramid, which you kind of want to check anyway, because it's there, it's open. You might as well route in Catfish if you're going that way, or you're going to take a chance on a fairly dense, but also pendant past darkness.
Nothing good found so far in Thieves Town, but Fear and Goomba have both found the red mail, which was at the chest game. So that's nice. Who likes being invisible? I do.
Sorry, I can't see you.
Who said that? Where am I? Who am I? What? So confused.
Thank you for attending another philosophical episode of A Link to the Past Randomizer.
Also, 12 gets Alzheimer's. It is not a good episode. I would not watch it again. We found a Tempered Sword in Thieves Town, so that's also good.
So that's about one Tempered Sword's worth better than what we found so far in Ice Palace.
Yeah, I don't think there's been anything good here, apart from the hint to you can get silvers at the pyramid, wink wink. It's not a nice fight though. with the Master Sword. No, get that off the screen. I don't like that fight. I wouldn't do that fight.
He has blue mail. It's going to be totally fine.
It's totally fine until they hug you. Don't hug the clouds. It's the same with Ganon. Don't hug the pig. I mean, he needs some love now and again, but you don't want to hug. That just... No, don't do it.
And another heart piece. So as far as I could tell, our profit from Ice Palace was 1.25 hearts. Probably a big 20 as well. And a hit.
It's not satisfying, that dungeon. The only thing you get out of it is the other 5-6 crystal.
So you usually feel bad about that one though, because you went through, you found nothing. Okay, you're going to get silver arrows out of it, but at the end of the day, someone else is getting progression in a much faster dungeon, and you fulfill this exact thing.
I don't know how this is going to play out. I mean, 2 people go for ice, 2 people go for the Shuggy-Doo around Thieves Town and Village of Outcasts, and like all of the Dark Overworld.
To be fair, given what we have already seen between all of these races, I'm starting to feel very good about a pod dip. I mean, we're not exactly done with Thieves Town yet, but...
Well, we might be soon. It all depends. Is this the small key? And it is! Haha! Debated. So, if you haven't found the small key by the time you get to Maiden's chest in Thieves Town, then you don't have to do the big chest, because the small key is definitely in there. And we found the small key at Maiden's chest, so let's go and check it and be disappointed. It's free money. That's nice, I guess.
But it's not exactly what we're looking for.
It's not a fire rod, it's not a bow, so... At least the game tried. And of course, trying is the first step towards failure. The lesson is, never try.
That is very sad.
That's like a... Fairly sure I'm quoting like 2 or 3 people. And no one will get the reference or the joke. Wow!
I've heard it before, it's just... I have no idea from where.
Yeah, originally it's a Simpsons joke. I'm fairly sure everyone's like heard every one of the Simpsons jokes and they've just forgotten it. That's where it came from originally.
The problem is when you're as big as Simpsons, everyone's going around quoting you, so nobody actually knows where that's from.
Yeah. Only piece of heart on the pyramid, but Illus has taken the bomb to the mountain and wait, that's not right. I'm mixing up my idioms. Whatever. Silver arrows and a bottle in the fountain.
It's a mountain, but it's a little bit more square-shaped.
And it's a red potion. That's nice.
That's exactly what you want before a bowler's pod dip.
Yeah, it's also preparation. If you do, heaven forbid, you fall down when you're fighting Ganon, throwing a bottle in there and getting a free red potion, I would take that every day of the week.
Totally miss what we got from Blind though, but chat's still going crazy, so I assume it was nothing.
Chat weren't paying attention either. They're like, who? What? Where am I? What am I? What am I doing here? And no. Chat, you're useless, except that you're not, because you save us way too much.
Except that one guy who's saying Misery Maya was playing. I mean, it's 7 chests potentially. I mean, only 2 of those can have items, but...
What am I doing? I've not commentated for 3 months and then I insult everybody. Chat is mad at me. Wow.
No, this is how you handle Twitch chat, don't worry about it.
Another joke into Swamp, and it's still no mirror. Oh, there it is. No, it's not. That's the red cane. What? Ah! Look,
I mean,
if anyone.
Yeah, Red Cane at this point, I mean, you might be glad to see that.
Any of them, actually. Maya and Turtle Rock, you need the red cane to get into both, so... Well, Maya can do everything apart from the boss. Turtle Rock, you need the red cane immediately, so... Useful item, but that's not the one you want. And it's in the purple chest, too!
There's a fire shield at the digging spot. So I ask again, what is the play? Because, like, you know, we get the Samaria, but you go into Turtle Rock without a fire rod, hoping that the key layout would favor you. That doesn't sound like something that you want.
No, absolutely not. I am tempted to just... I would have been tempted to finish Eastern, but you've not got the bow, so that's not on the cards. Desert is useless without the Book of the Mirror. Palace of Darkness is... let's not go there. Swamp, no mirror. Skull Woods, no fire rod. I mean, you get 2 items in there anyway, it's not the greatest. Illus is there, and... I don't know, it doesn't sound good. I mean, doing all the Stoops plays, eventually one of them's got to pay off, right? Ice was terrible, because Ice is terrible. Come on, is Ice ever good? The answer is no. And then Maya... Pendant Maya for 2 items? That's almost as bad as Pendant's Skull Woods for 2 items. And we're gonna eventually see both.
It's actually far worse.
The dungeon is longer and slower, so yeah.
Exactly. I think it's just at this point, since we don't really have anything good, Palace of Darkness is just looking so appealing. It's just, you know, get a potion, get in there, and see if anything's locked behind the bow, or if it's bow locked at all, because that's just information. And I mean, ooh, hello. Alright, well, Skullwoods, with it being bad, does have the mirror in the big chest. I don't know how far you had to go to get the big key, though. Well, there's your Swamp Dip.
I have a feeling that that may have been in the chest. You just go straight in the main entrance and turn right. So... that opens up quite a few things. So K45 is now immediately available. King's Grave is available. We know that I think Graveyard Ledge is not great.
King's Tomb is not available without boots, but Graveyard Ledge is.
Yeah. Where are the boots? I'm mad.
So we did see a hint that said unique item in Desert Palace. Could mean nothing, but at the same time you do get a guaranteed boots hint. So it could have been a guaranteed boots hint disguised as not a guaranteed boots hint.
Maybe. I mean, mirror you can get in there, so...
So there's the boots. How
what
about...
a world! I said, you go from here and you go straight into the King's Tomb. The game has got my back.
Yeah, turns out King's Tomb was in logic the whole time. Yeah.
That was definitely the thing which happened. It was 10 arrows, but no regrets. Now you get to go fast. Be like Sonic in a Nintendo game, or something.
Here we are 50 minutes in with a complete set of mobility items. But, you know, this is what I was talking about. So, the beginning of the game was showering you with items, and then it slowed down to a drag until you dipped that exact one pendant dungeon that you were supposed to, open that one chest you were supposed to. Now we're making progress again on the Illus screen, but, you know, otherwise it must not feel good to make all the progress in the first 10 minutes and then do nothing.
Yeah, when talking to runners about this game, it seems to go in cycles, and it depends where you start the game, whether it's on an open cycle or a closed cycle. So the open cycle, you get all your items, and you go everywhere, and you do everything, and then it all sort of converges down to being closed again, where you have to go to this one specific point, which is sort of gatekeeping the rest of the seed. And the same is true the other way as well. If it starts closed, then you're all going down this one linear track until you find a ton of progression all at once, and then the game opens up, and now you're going everywhere and doing everything. So it does seem to accordion, as it were. You go down a linear path, and then you get loads of progression, and then it converges to another single point, and then it opens up again.
Often this is quite deceptive. I mean, most of the seeds are fairly linear. It's just, exactly what you talk about is that bulk of items that you suddenly happen upon. Now, how much is that going to open, right? That just defines what we end up calling a jet seed, is that you didn't find too much, told you exactly where to go, and your item was exactly there.
Yeah, I find that around the 1 hour mark, you reach your single choke point, and then once you get past that part, and then you're fine. Some seeds is a little more complicated than that, but generally I find that around this part you've got 2 or 3 crystals, you need 1 item which is stopping your major progression, and then after that, off you go.
To the seed's credit, despite the early onslaught, this is what usually turns out to be the more interesting, right? Because then you have all these routing choices just right off the bat. Just go somewhere, do something, and eventually you'll wind up finding something that you were intended to find. As opposed to those strictly linear, more execution-based seeds, where the one who executes better not takes a chance on routing is the one that's going to come up on top.
Then you have these patterns as well with the asymmetry. We had Lindenden and Illus both going to Ice first, and now they're both in Thieves Town, and the reverse is true for Goomba and Fear Agent, going to Thieves Town first, and now they're back in Ice, and they both pick up the crystal around about the same time.
And Goomba and Fear is back in being in sync, so it's like, I don't know. Guys, it's been 52 minutes, you can stop holding each other's hand.
Maybe they want to. We're not telling them what to do. They just do what they want. What do they want to do, though? I mean...
Oh, no.
Desert? I don't know. Maya Shed?
Well, I think he hasn't been to Maya Shed yet, that's true. But... Misery Maya's right...
Okay. A blue potion for Goomba. I don't know what the intention is right now. It's still not clear.
Oh no, Fear Agent pushed the block on the chest in Maya Shed.
Fear, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, Goomba bought a blue potion to do Past Darkness, so this is... interesting. We've seen one bad place, which was Skull Woods, which turned out to be not that bad of a place, and we're probably about to see 2 more bad places.
That's true. Just saving up that blue potion in the event that this is supposed to be bow locked, then you can do a tiny minor glitch and get past the bow locked part of the front of the dungeon and continue exploring.
Just fun fact, it's not actually minor glitch, it's just we ruled that exact one application of the glitch minor, just so that we have an alternative to hovering.
Yeah. We don't need to get technical, or do we? And here's where the bow is in the first chest anyway, so you don't need to do any of this.
And despite that, Goomba is going to, because he's not in go mode. If, if it turns out to be true. Let's see that commentator's curse. Nope, it's this whole game.
Never lucky.
Now, this doesn't mean yet that it's not bow locked. We could still get the 3-key bow lock where you're not able to go to the back with the vanilla big key chest. Both without collecting the key from the right side.
The seed is just still dead to me. There's no Agar seed involved. Sad. Also, Blind's pun. He said, my optometrist has told me I have vision. And it's like, that pun is not so good. Now I'm gonna have to kill you for that. If you told us a good pun, you might get to live, but no, that was terrible.
I don't know, he really killed that joke right there.
And then we killed him. And
Exactly.
that's the best way.
So we did run into a keylock scenario in pod. Apparently we picked up a map and something else that was not a key. So definitely Bowlock. Bow's not going to be here. Fire Rod could still be.
Just annoying now. You've got Fire Rod and Bow. Those are your main items, and I don't know. I want to say Fire Rod on the torch, because someone just get lazy rather than actually light the torch. He just goes, stick the Fire Rod on top of the torch. That'll do.
Wait, does that mean that Fire Rod is actually just a torch and you're just literally throwing?
No, the person is just lazy. He's like, couldn't be bothered using the Fire Rod to light the torch. He just stuck it up there, threw it up there, and went, that'll do.
Yeah, but that implies that the Fire Rod is in fact burning the whole time, as opposed to creating fire.
Nah. The guy's just lazy. He's like, he gets told by the dungeon architect, just light all of these torches, and he goes, effort. Lash that up there, that'll do.
In the meantime, to actually fulfill the useful commentary quota for a second here, we found nothing at all in Misery Maya. It was a complete mistake.
Be useful? Never.
That was not aimed at you.
I mean, there's a reason why I haven't commentated for 3 months, and it's not because I'm useful.
We just keep you for the accent, you know that.
Yeah, I'm eye candy, except no one gets to see me. That's probably for the best.
Heartbeats in the big chest of pod, and 1 rupee in the dark maze. This is not looking good either. But of course, the whole thing is behind the bow at this point, so maybe bow's the very last progression that you get.
Chat commenting is like, I can't believe Illis is the only person who did Skull Woods. Yeah, I agree.
But, like, We28 killed Skullwoods. Like, We26, it was the place to go. By the way, we picked up the mushroom pod, just in case you know.
More fetch quests!
I go on an adventure.
More!
So, like, it was a V26 thing. V26, Skullwoods had 2 pieces of progression, but now it's not happening. And that's it. There's nothing in pod other than just, you know, a mushroom. And you could take that to fake powder before you turn it in with the Samaria in hand.
That's true. That's probably my most favorite glitch out of, like, everything that people have found. Spooky glitch would be up there, but it irritates me too much. It's like, I can do it, and then in practice, but when it comes to an actual run, it just doesn't work, and it makes me mad.
And Goomba's completely skipping the fake powder.
Ooh. Piece of heart for your troubles?
Yeah, if only you had saved before that. That's something to hard reset over.
Yeah. I'm... As well as, like, no boots as well. There is a tree which holds a full magic heal. Really close by, and I would empty my meter and then bonk that tree and full magic again for free, and you got nothing. You don't have boots.
Speaking of someone who has boots, we're about to see the unique item of desert. It has to be here.
And there's the ice rod going to work. I think that was actually supposed to be intended. You were supposed to find the ice rod before coming to Desert Palace. And obviously you could just... There's the fire rod! One rod, you get the other one.
So, that just basically confirms it, right? Turtle Rock probably has bow. It's just right down Laser Bridge, but you have to go all the way anyway. Or alternatively, you still have Swamp, I guess.
Yeah, Swamp is also available. And, I think there's one item remaining at Eastern as well, so that's an option, but you're gonna have to do that after bow, so... Well... Yeah, no, you have to do it after because there is a red Igor statue in there, so yeah.
Best thing you can find in Eastern Palace at this point is, Butter Sword.
I'd take it.
I would definitely take it.
I mean, you don't need it, and you probably leave it behind and you'd be happy, but I'd still take it.
Chad is correctly pointing out that we do indeed require the launchbox on Illus's side before we can go into Turtle Rock, so that may be a problem if, oh god. Oh
Literally
god.
every fetch quest. We've taken Kiki to the front of Palace of Darkness, we took Jeremiah home, we took the lunchbox to the person who doesn't talk to us, we took the old man home, we've got every fetch quest going for us.
Unfortunately, Illus is deciding here to go to Misery Maya, so that's going to be a waste of time. Still less of a waste of time if you did it without boots, or, you know.
Boots and hookshot do make this dungeon a lot quicker.
Well, boots or hookshot is at the very least required, but, you know, having both is really good.
Both is the important part. Unique item in Misery Maya hint.
And that was ether that they found in there, so...
Yeah, chasing down that ether, because we need to open up the front of Misery Maya with the correct item, the one which was originally intended by the programmers, or no. That's nonsense.
I mean, I can absolutely see this, right? It's just... we know that ether's in here, so we know it's a waste of time. At the same time, as I was going to say, so if there's nothing at all in Swamp, Illus might be skipping on a Juicy Go mode by not having done the launchbox so far.
Catfish check for Lin Lin Lin. Have we seen that yet? I'm so confused.
Yeah.
I'm so confused now.
I think Illus went up here straight away after getting the silvers.
Fair enough. I mean, chat will probably say that you were confused before, and that's true, but now I'm confused for a different reason. Big 20 Catfish, damn. That's not good.
It's not as big of a ripoff as paying 500 rupees for a heart container. Let's admit that one. It's free money, as you
Fear,
earlier.
no. Fear trying the bottle glitch, and that didn't end well.
This may be good if he feels inclined to check something else off the back of this. We know there's absolutely nothing in pod. This could put him on the right track. Just go to Skull Woods.
Yeah, he's leaving it for now. I don't think he's wanted to invest any more rupees in potions, so...
Yeah, it's extremely slow to get back to pod. That's probably the main factor. You like had to go out, get a potion, and then fly back to 5, enter the dark, we'll do the maze again. And it's a pendant, and it's bow locked, so I don't think it's valuable enough to even consider if you failed it. And that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, pod is just not really on the routes for any items that we really want, so... I don't know what else we could possibly need here. No one's checked the magic bat, so we don't know if powder's required. I don't see anything else, really. A book, maybe, for either Bombos tablet, but I don't think it can be there either.
Yeah, it could be, like, very much like logical curveballs leading to bow at this point. Of course, bow being the only thing that we know we require at this point. But yeah, that's basically it. That's book, that's powder, and that's the only like item logs that we can't access right now.
Oh, Illis is now in the swamp, so let's find out. I don't think I saw the Alu Stoops chest, but we'll continue, and it's a crystal dungeon, so you're going to be completing it anyway, but you just hope that you don't have to do the west wing of swamp at the same time, and I don't think we've seen a hint ruling it out either.
Hold on. Fear Agent's leaving Schoolwoods with no mirror marked on the track. Did I miss something? Did he not open the big chest? No, he's going to Graveyard Ledge. He has to have the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was scared for a moment.
I mean, I've seen Fear do Stoops before, but that one is outside of his and oh, that's a bow for Illis.
Alright,
the compass room chest.
So from this point on, if you were anyone other than Illis, you could go straight to Argus and not worry about anything at all. We are absolutely in no mode. Problem is, Illis does not have the Cane of Samaria, and that Cane of Samaria is not nice.
No, effectively it's anywhere for Illis, because it's on the end of a fetch quest, and it's not locked behind any logic that you already had access to, so he could go down the garden path with this one. He's got the fire rod, he's got the bow, he's got everything going for him, really. He knows it can't be Turtle Rock, and that's about it.
Yeah, and I mean, that early advantage that he got by finding the mirror first, the boots first, it just erodes off the back of this. I mean, look at how much better positioned Goomba and Fear Agent are in this current point. They both have mirror. They both have boots, and the progression that they are still missing are all in crystal dungeons, pretty much on the way.
We're getting the check for the lumbers, but we already know it's only a penny up there, so that's not good.
Fear Agent making that immediate play for Desert as well as Goomba, so they're going to be getting their fire out very soon. That means they'll just have to decide to make that Swamp Palace play right after, and I have no doubt they will. Oh. I completely missed this, but Fear Agent also does not have the Cane of Samaria, so Goomba is the one with a very large advantage here.
Also doing similar tricks as well, rather than thinking Swamp immediately, Desert Palace, because we have that hint. There is an item of value here, and they have to go all the way to the boss for it, the Fire Rod, but that's kind of a big deal.
I mean, one of the big things about the Desert Palace, of course, is that just go-moding it is almost effectively the same deal as not go-moding it, right? Pretty much have to go into the front. You have a varying experience on how long it takes to get the big key, and in this case, it's firmly locked on the right side, so you gain nothing by go-moding it. So, like, Swamp Palace, on the other hand, if there's something in there, there's ways that place can make you go out of your way to get an item. In this seed it doesn't, but there's the potential of left side, and we haven't seen that hint.
So this is headed up to the right sort of area now, going to do the dig game, but right sort of area to rescue Jeremiah, which is, of course, mandated to get the purple chest over to the person who can pick locks very well. But did anyone actually get that hint at some point? I mean, if you're exploring casually you do get the hint in a really obscure location, I think. And there is a person who used to be really good at picking locks and being a thief, and you don't get that. Wow.
I vaguely remember seeing that hint in Vanilla. I think when I first played through, I got it.
Yeah, it's a very obscure hint as well, and it's all you get is you can take the purple chest to the person, and he says, "Okay, fine, I'll do this for you, but leave me alone." And then you get the 4th bottle. And Illis has done K45, which is a bust, and now going back, Stumpy first. You're going the wrong way. If you're going to Hype Cave, then that's no good. He's like, no.
He might still get the Smith. I don't know if he did. Okay, he's going back.
Now you go back.
I think he did Hype Cave, and even if he didn't, Hype Cave at this point doesn't make sense because it's very close to a Dark World portal, so you could just restart, go there, get it. On the other hand, Smith is a little bit more out of the way. Plus, if you're going back with the purple chest, you're going to go get Hype Cave on the way then, right? So that makes perfect sense that you want to come up this way, and from Illis's perspective, this is more items than Palace of Darkness, so I'm absolutely not surprised to see him here.
So now, in reality, it's a race now. What's going to happen? Illis getting the Cane of Samaria and getting everything else quickly as possible, or Goomba's now going to be on the way and finding the bow and entering Go mode. So we're going to have 2 runners entering Go mode relatively the same point in time, very quickly. So it's very weird how they've gone completely different routes, and we're now entering at roughly the same time, the same sort of progression, the same number of crystals, all the items required for Go mode.
Not yet the same number of crystals, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Now, the interesting thing about this is just how much time Illis spends. I think he's done wasting time here. So Goomba and him pretty much head to head. A little bit of crystal advantage on Illis's side, putting him ahead.
Yeah, and there we go. Illis's Go mode at 1:12:20. And shortly following up, Goomba is entering the room and will having the bow for his Go mode very soon as well.
Yeah, I think Illis's lead is about 2 minutes at this point.
There we go, 1:12:39.
Which does account for a lot.
Yeah, the initiative is with Illis because already completing Swamp. Obviously for Goomba this is, no big deal. We can get to the end of Swamp very quickly now, but Illis has already done that, so the initiative is with him, and he's already dashing his way through Eastern. And then Turtle Rock, you want Turtle Rock to be your last dungeon, really, because you just get deposited right outside Ganon's Tower. So yeah, it's going to be now a very quick race to the finish and see. Well, Ganon's Tower, that's always been a gateway as well. Finding out where that key is, that can make or break a run. Yeah,
there's a fairly large difference between them here, and just based on the time difference, key routing can make that, a full left versus a go right first, and hey, here's the big key. But chat did point out one very important thing: Goomba never went and got those silvers, so Goomba's actually got at least a minute's worth of disadvantage in the Ganon fight as well. Kind of hard to make up.
It's, well, we've seen this time and time again where they're overtaking each other in Ganon's Tower, and then we don't know who's going to get there first. Then someone falls to Moldorm, then someone falls to Ganon, and then it's going to be back and forth. We don't necessarily rule out anyone just because someone's got to Aga first. Anything could happen. And yeah, the silvers are probably not worth it for Goomba right now because most of our runners know how to do the silverless strategy. It's very difficult if you're new to that sort of idea, but if you're very comfortable with it, you don't have to have the silver arrows for that final fight. It just takes some time.
Yeah, the all the advantages of like being right there and getting the silvers then when they did it on the other 3 races, it's gone. Like you no longer have a reason to be in the Dark World bomb shop area anymore. You certainly don't want to be walking to the pyramids for any reason. So like that's basically what we call a missed opportunity. You had that opportunity to get it. You had the hint for it. You knew it was there. If you didn't go for it, well, you actually kind of wasted time.
Yeah, there's no reason to go out of your way at this point. It will just slow you down. Whilst previously we were searching for items, we had both 5-6 crystals out of the way very early on, so it wasn't out of the way whilst doing all the other checks, which now everyone else has caught up with. So Silver Arrows pays off in routing for some people, but for Goomba, that's not a necessary item right now. Linlinen is also in go mode and is now working on through Swamp to get to Argus. But it seems as though Fear Agent, even though picking up the bow, still does not have the red cane, so that could be a hugely significant factor coming up now.
So we have 3 of our 4 runners in go mode here. Fear Agent unfortunately missing the Cane of Samaria, which means he's doing far more checks in Swamp than he needs to be. I do wonder when he'll go back for that lunchbox.
I don't know. It's going to be... I think that's going to be a sort of kick yourself moment when you find out where that is, and you might probably feel extremely behind at that point. I know that if I had missed Purple Chest, I would feel not good about finding my go mode item there. This is finding or trying to find as many keys and the big key as quickly as possible. There is a potential skip where you don't have to do an item check and we can steal a key and get to the back of Turtle Rock quicker than is normally intended.
You could all like completely skip going through the laser wall and coming back to the big chest. But in that, if you do that route, but you also risk not getting a good key layout and forcing yourself into a laser bridge that wasn't necessary before. We'll see.
Yeah, it's very dangerous that skipping the big key, the big chest strategy. But sometimes you're forced into it anyway. If you don't find the big key by the time you get to the island in the middle of the lava room, then you're gonna have to do the stoops anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfectly possible that your clever tactics are not going to work because the big chest, the big key is in the worst location possible.
Yeah, sometimes the game just knows, oh, you're going to do this, I stop that before you even play. The game is bad like that. The game is awful. Don't trust the game. The game does terrible things to good people.
On the other hand, it's not happening today because we just found the big key there in the change jump room.
Okay, so Illis is not getting blocked by big key in the last possible location, so attempt to steal the key. It could pay off, it might not, because if you don't find enough keys, or if there's a key that is required in the middle of the lava room, then you have to do the lace bridge room anyway.
Or if the big chest is a small key, then and the 4th key is on laser bridge.
Yeah, there's all sorts of ifs and whens, but you just have to go for it. You're in go mode, it's the last dungeon. Live a little.
You just do the right things and you'll get there in time. Exactly.
I hate them so much. Pokies are the worst.
How about Pokies that drop fairies.
Still the worst. And the only thing which is worse than that, Moldorm. Moldorm is terrible.
By extension, minimal doms are terrible.
I don't think they're terrible by choice. Moldorm is definitely terrible by choice. How can Pokies be the worst if dead rocks exist? Because magic powder. That's all I'm gonna say. Also, everyone has Quake here, so we're all friends.
Okay, to be fair, you can kill a Pokey with one Fire Rod shot, but dead rocks will block you all the same.
And I do, and people have seen me do this. I threaten them with the Quake Medallion, and then they leave me alone. They're like, whoa, hang on. You're gonna take away my immortality? I'm not dealing with that guy. He's too difficult. You just threaten them with the magic powder, or threaten them with Quake, they leave you alone. To be fair, I deliberately lose time, because if they make me get the Quake Medallion out, then I'm just going to make sure that all of them are dead at that point. Interesting laser bridge. The small key required was in chest number 4, but we found a butter sword on the way. I will use that on my toast. Very nice. Cane dash as well. This is now up to the final fight in the boss room. So, final boss required in a crystal dungeon. You know what time it is. It is time to start. Wait for it. But I will explain the rules. We will soon be playing the game. The game is pick a number between 1 and 22, and we will guess where in Ganon's Tower is the big key.
Not yet, chat.
But not yet. Wait a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now we have a dead Trinex, so now we can get on the way. So, get your guesses in the chat. And I have some powder as well. We'll be guessing where in Ganon's Tower is the big key. Even if multiple people are in the tower, we'll be going by Illus's count because they'll be the first person to get into the tower. And we won't be using any of the official trackers and bots and things because it's a daily race. You should know that by now.
That doesn't mean you can't win. You can still win a year's worth of randomizer seeds.
Yep, you get also this bag of fresh air. And most importantly, this is very important, this is a secret between you and me, chat. You get bragging rights, and that's the most important thing of all.
I concur, it is.
Because who doesn't want to be a winner? I know I'm a winner, and that's because I'm not playing the seed.
To be fair, this was a very nice seed to play. And also, if you didn't get your guess in by now, well, it's too late. We have opened chest number 1, big 20, and chest number 2, 3 bombs. Going to the left side, we have no small key to go to the right. Which also, like, completely kills any hope of, like, GT routing divergences saving anyone.
300 rupees on the torch. So, Bob's going to be alive for later, but that still counts. That's number 3. Also, I looked at Lynn's screen and picked up the big key there, and I got confused. But the correct number
number 4 is
4.
key.
Speaking about big keys, there you go. So, let's have a quick nosy up here and see who said 4 first. I see a person who said 4.
I see red.
It is Red. Red Aramo was the first to say number 4, and I call Hacks. He's a moderator in the channel. He could time everyone out so that he gets the first number anyway, and he didn't even have to abuse his power to do it. What do you have that sword for?
Wait, I missed something because up here in the chat we have a spam of message deleted.
What? Maybe he did abuse his power. I don't even. We didn't even get our guesses in as commentators. What use are we? We're supposed to entertain the public, and we missed out on.
I silently guessed 4. I don't know about you.
I guessed 12 because I always guess 12. That's kind of my thing.
I actually kind of wanted to guess 12 because I was looking at chat and nobody actually guessed 12 at that point.
Wow! How dare you, chat! I provide you with quality entertainment for all of 50 seconds. I don't even get paid. What a world.
I thought you get paid in bags of fresh air.
Fresh air and free randomizer seeds, and really bad Ganon's tower key drops.
That's actually a lot more than my pay. I only get paid second-hand randomizer seeds.
Oh. Well, maybe I shouldn't be discussing my pay package in front of chat. Ooh. Well, moving swiftly on. We have Fear doing the stoops. Why? Helmasaur King, why? I don't get it.
It was a very nice cancellation on the fireballs, though.
Goomba's doing Dark Magician strats, and did the...
Wait,
oh,
no. That's not Dark Magician at all. Because if he doesn't have the big key at this point, that means he stole it from the stole the small key from the hammer pack room.
Yeah, I mean, less Dark Magician, more Dark Magician girl strats. It's like Dark Magician light.
So, Dark Magician except female and low cut breasts. I get it. I see.
Don't judge me. Goomba got a blue cane out of it, so it's not all terrible. It's just mostly terrible.
Well, he's going to go all the way to Ice Armor, so this is the exact opposite of gaining time by doing key strats.
No, it's just entertaining everyone, and then I get to make my terrible puns as well because I call Armos to Disney on Ice.
So while we're focusing on what the actual strat Goomba is doing, Illis just dealt with Moldom 2, and his last possessions are a piece of heart.
And also fake hovering. I've seen. I actually, yeah. Illis has tried to, joke. It's like, ha, I can hover, and then accidentally walked a little bit too far south and fell down and had to do Moldorm 2 again. So, yeah, don't do that.
But fake hovering is fun. It's like, especially in like.
It's the most fun you can have until you fall off and have to do Moldorm 2 again.
Especially major grid seeds where the commentators go, ooh, he's doing the hovering thing, and like, nope, I'm not. I'm just about to use the hookshot.
I've not got time to hover. What did it save, like half a second?
If I wanted to hover, I would have done it without beating Moldorm.
Yeah, and then that's risky. I mean, hovering is risky enough, and Moldorm 2 in the...
Did you know there's a bomb jump to get over that gap? But you have to be hit by Moldorm in the exact direction on the correct frame.
Yeah,
so
I'm not touching that either. That's just bad. I'm not even going to say the good, not good joke. That's just bad. I'm not even touching that one.
Alright, we are entering the Gavin fight on Illis' side here. Lin picking up the big key before Goomba. Oh, poor guy. Oh, he's going to be so angry at that, Becky. Nope. No reaction. Meanwhile, blink and you miss it, Illis in phase 3. Well, phase 2, but he's got the required amount of hits to transition there.
Yeah, Butter Sword is the best. For this exact reason, you have 12 hits with a Temper Sword, 6 with the Gold Sword.
Could have been a sub 130, but then Gavin decided, nah, I think I'll just spend my entire day teleporting. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, and he needs to use up his daily quota, otherwise he doesn't get those teleports back. He just wastes them. They cost money as well. He has to buy his teleports in one go.
Very nice fire rod torch there though. Almost triple, but no.
Got it anyway! Without having to relight that torch, so there we go. Illis is going to be the first runner on the stream to finish, just shy of the 90-minute mark. Just going just over the other side, and there we go. GG.
And that's actually our first place finisher on Restream. Illis has finished in first place with official SRL time of 1 hour 30 minutes and 10 seconds. GG. So that also means we actually have a very tight race here for second place. Goomba and Linlin being rooms apart. Nope, there's the second place. Hayfield Bay with 131. Very tight race for the third place. I'm not commentators cursing anything here.
I'm just going to lurk in the corner because I cannot see the SRL at the moment. And Veer is now picking up his purple chest and going to rage a little bit.
Yeah, enter a very disappointing go mode.
Tiny little rage.
Not going to be disappointed about that at all. And we are joined by Illis. Hello and GG.
Hello, GG.
Alright, well, tell us your thoughts about that seed, because that was a good one.
Yeah, like the light world portion I did not enjoy at all. I felt terrible when I found the moon pearl. So I decided to do some more radical plays, like going to Ice Palace and going for Pyramid Ferry. And there was the hint that said Pyramid Ferry only had silver arrows, so there was that. But else, I kind of avoided all the traps they laid on us, like the lamp in Spike Cave, which locked the fire rod, or that mirror, which locked the boots, and basically everything else. And I'm really happy with my Dark World routing in this one.
So you say Ice Palace and Pyramid Ferry was one of those plays that you found like interesting. Lin, the person on Restream to your left decided to dip Ice Palace just the same way, just at the same time. In fact, you guys were playing like tag with the bottom guys, because the bottom guys decided to go Thieves Town instead, and then they went Ice Palace, and then you guys went Thieves Town.
Interesting. Yeah, I think most of the restrained people, right? We all have some kind of similar thought patterns, because we exchange our opinions all the time about routing and what's the best play at what time, so I'm not super surprised.
Yeah, it seemed as though everyone just wanted to avoid all of that nonsense. Who needs a moon pearl? And then everyone goes, oh, okay, but that's useful. I should probably have done this a little bit earlier, but oh well.
Usually going into Eastern Palace early, especially Crystal Eastern Palace, gets punished. Like, you tend to lose 2 to 3 minutes in the early game, but there are seats like those in which key progression is in there, so yeah, sometimes you get punished the other way, I guess.
It made perfect sense that you didn't want to do that. I mean, let me list the items that you got in the first 5, 6, 7 minutes out of this seed. You got the hammer, you got the hook shot, you got the flippers, you got the Titan's mitts, you got the flute, you got what else? You got, I don't know, but that's already a lot. Oh, you got 2.
Yeah, that was crazy. That's one of the main reasons that I didn't want to go to Eastern Palace. Like, the chances were way higher to find the Moon Pearl in Paradox Cave, for example, or in Tower of Hera maybe, but yeah.
I mean,
that's the reason.
In those terms, it made perfect sense that would be the thought process that all 4 of you actually ended up following, is that you just last location the Moon Pearl in Eastern Palace. Just too
Hey,
much.
we're our team. Ha.
So yeah, other than... Actually, no, you go ahead with your thoughts, because I had a question, but I don't remember.
Well, I figured that most people might have found that Moon Pearl or that they last occasioned that Moon Pearl, but there are certain specialists that go to Eastern Palace anyway, and so I was afraid to be behind those people.
I'm gonna stop there for a second. We have Lyndon Lin finishing as soon as the bridge is crossed. Come on.
There we go. Lin taking second place on our restream.
Fifth place
Meanwhile,
overall with an official SRL time of 1:35.26.
Goomba halfway through, at least 3/4 of the way through the Silverless Ganon fight. Seems as though making short work. The sword is definitely helping out. Just that extra teeny tiny little bit of length.
Immediately joined by Lin as well. GG's to you.
GG's. GG, Liz. Congrats on
GG,
first place.
Yay! It's been a while since I've had the first place.
Don't hold it back. Go on, tell us.
How early did you find the lamp, Liz? Just
Pretty early. Like,
yeah.
after having my Moon Pearl, I went back up to the mountain.
Yeah, that's same.
And
I actually think I actually think my route was dumb, very dumb, and the sole fact that the fire rod was locked behind the lamp, that's what basically saved it.
So I'm gonna stop you there for a second. Goomba has finished in 6th place and 3rd place on Restream with an official SRL time of 1 hour 36 minutes and 26 seconds. So get your GGs to him, and please continue. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I put off Scobles for so long. That's the only reason. The thing that actually I find it dumb in my route. Like why I went to ice. I went to ice after finding Wombos. Like
same.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
the routing for both of you was very similar for the most part. It's like the top half of our stream, both going to Ice, bottom half both going to Thieves Town, and then it sort of flipped, and so you both went to Thieves Town at roughly the same time, and then Goomba and Ranger both went to Ice at roughly the same time.
Okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one who did that dumb thing.
I felt totally bad after finding that Moon Pearl, and I figured that I have to do a kind of radical play. So I wanted to go to Ice Palace and do Pyramid Ferry afterwards. That was kind of the idea.
To be honest, if I actually found some fire source for finding my Moon Pearl, I would have gone to Ice already.
That would have been a sight that you don't often see in MMG modes.
Yeah, I personally don't like Ice Palace too much, but I felt for sure that there had to be something at Pyramid Ferry. It turned out it wasn't, but I figured that many
and I
people
see you
would
still went for
Ice
them
Palace.
as well. Like me? I see you still went for the silvers as well, like me.
Yeah, I was not at Pyramid yet, not at Pyramid and Catfish, and I don't know, they would take like 20 seconds at most. It was totally worth picking them up.
The exact same thought.
I would have grabbed the silvers if I ever went to the pyramid, but I never did, so...
Well, that's one thing.
Pyramid and Catfish were about the only things I had left, and I finally went to Skullwoods and got my mirror though, so that's good.
Did you go to Pot, Goomba?
Yeah, I did Pod, I did Mire, I did everything.
I cannot imagine someone not going to Mire after that Desert Palace.
And well, I did before I had the mirror. I did before I had the hint.
Same. I actually went to Mire before I had the hint.
I would have even gone to Mire without the hint. I would have done that even without that.
And then some things happen in Ganon's tower. Some things I would rather not talk about.
Oh, I can talk about them for you if you really want.
Please tell us about your Ganon's Tower routing, Goomba.
Okay, so
Because before you start, you entered Ganon's Tower before Linden.
yeah, I'm aware. I could figure that much up from the finish times. Okay, so my thought process going into Ganon's Tower was, wow, that mirror was really easily accessible and led to everything. I'm really far behind, but nobody's done yet. Let's do something really stupid.
Tower room.
So I did
I can get
something-
behind that.
Okay, so I did Hope Room, and then I did Tile Room. And I got a
No.
small key in Tile Room, so I went full right all the way to Ice Armos.
Not like this.
Yeah, we went all the way to Disney on Ice and then decided, oh, hold on a second, that's not good.
And then the big key turns up in the very first chest of Stalford's room.
Yep. I was gonna laugh if it was just on the torch, honestly. That would have been gold. Ugh. So that was the thing.
He's checking out half of the other. He found an extra small key and then decided, eh, 2 more chests. I'm already behind.
And by the way, I'm super glad that I managed to avoid Palace of Darkness. I'm not
Ooh.
sure on what kind of instinct I did that, but I rather wanted to do
Okay.
Swift Chain than go into Port because I found the bow very late, and it felt like that the sphere the bow was in, at least to me, was quite late. Except it wasn't. But yeah.
Yeah, that was my go mode, actually.
Same. Same.
So, the Palace of Darkness only had Mushroom, of course, which led to completely nothing. Also was Bullock, despite there being a key in the bottom left chest. Now the thing is, the other person who decided not to do Palace of Darkness was Fear Agent, actually, who went in there and failed the potion glitch and then went for the mirror and Skullwoods instead.
Like I actually before I went to Skullwoods, I went to the potion shop. Like, okay, there's only a few checks in Skullwoods and Pod is actually a time thing, so I'm gonna do first. Yeah, sure, I'll think about the potion.
Yeah. Picked up the
I
potion and then decided, yeah, I'm not touching that. That's no good.
I basically had Pyramid Catfish and all 3 pendant dungeons, and I figured, okay, let's just do Pod, I guess. It's the highest item density I've got left, and this lamp is kinda suspect, so sure, there's maybe something in the dark.
I'm actually surprised my collection rate is that low.
It was a fast seed overall.
I mean, yeah, it gave us like 27 progression items in Escape and Kakariko.
All you had to do was play
I was bad.
26.
Yeah,
It's literally all you had to do. And then the only curveball was Purple Chest.
Yeah.
I did that without a mirror, so
Same.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I skipped Purple Chest after doing Thieves Town because I had something I wanted to do, but I'm not sure what it was. Oh yeah, I had the mirror at that time. I wanted to do
Must be nice.
Desert Palace. I wanted to do Desert Palace because it had a unique item. And I kind of actually prayed for the Fire Rod to be on Lanolas because the lamp would be a huge advantage. That's what happened.
Yeah,
it was.
you-
I think it was.
I mean,
Sorry.
funnily
Sorry,
enough, Lamp was not a huge advantage for you at all. Yeah, everyone had that.
Yeah, alright. But I guess some people not on the restream might have been
Yeah, I
trapped
mean,
by that.
the lamp was in kind of a rude location. It's very possible people might have put that off.
Like, I actually checked my bottle before going to Spike Cave. Like, okay, I have a fairy, a red goo that I got from Waterfall Fairy. Like, okay. I was already
Like-
thinking about ice at this point. That's why I actually didn't use the red potion, but the fairy instead.
Yeah.
I mean, I
and
suppose
I expect that most people would have done Death Mountain before getting the Moon Pearl from Eastern Palace. And a lot of people don't like going back up to Dark Death Mountain, so there's a good chance they put that off.
It's probably true when you don't have 6 items lying there, but I mean, you did get a very early hookshot, so hookshot cave was entirely in play. That's the only kind of reason I disagree with it, and then there's like the 7th item in the form of spike cave right after that. I mean, it's not. The reason it doesn't come up often is that it's not really that common that you get both the mids and the hammer this early.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on, Fear Agent, you can do this. Aga 2 fight, and picking up the Riot Shield in the room before Moldom 2.
That is very annoying because now you have to deal with lag.
Wait.
It's the only equipment downgrade in the entire game.
Why do you want the shield from the shovel? Like, just leave it here. Why do you pick it up?
I don't know. Fear does some stupid things sometimes, like leaving the purple box until like the absolute last possible location, and then picking it up and being, oh, well, that was my life. Here comes the Ganon fight, and yeah, everyone picking up that casual butter knife. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, like, you were literally forced into a Master Sword, like, early on, and then you were forced into the other 2 swords later on as well.
Yeah, it was incredibly free and unavoidable. It was just the best kind of butter knife, really. The unavoidable kind. Fear Agent letting loose an arrow in phase 3? What? Okay.
That was premature.
Still firing arrows. You must really hate Ganon that much. Wow.
I mean, you know, if someone hit the Cane of Somaria that well, I'd be mad at them as well.
I'm just hoping that he has enough arrows and doesn't like miss several shots and or doesn't fall off the edge of the platform.
He's 8 left and needs to land 1 more. There we go.
Excellent. There we go. Fear Agent finishing off the restream, but still finishing, and that's the important thing. Get your GGs in the chat for Fear Agent.
Who has finished in 21st place with an official SRL time of 1 hour 47 minutes and 19 seconds. Holy damn! A lot of people finished since we last looked at iOS.
Yeah, eventually you just get that flurry where everyone's done everything. And it's just a matter of small execution mistakes to make the difference.
Yeah, I mean, the big divider of this seat had to be the mirror, right? I mean, we obviously can't ask everyone in IRC, but that thing was a throwback to old days, where you would open up Dark World with Skullwoods, and we are joined by Fear Agent, I believe.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Fear.
So, how did it feel?
I go to the BBB Kermit school of if it's on the Smith chain, you're okay with losing. that's my train of thought. Is I'm never going to check the Smith chain early unless I have mirror or I'm doing like a 1v1. So, I mean, so that part doesn't really upset me. It's all the last locations of everything else that I did. But I feel like most people, you know, did anybody get Moon Pearl early?
No.
Last location. Not on restream.
Yeah, I mean, getting that Moon Pearl was in like the worst spot because you got the hook shot, the flippers, and you got mitts and hammer. I mean, you got everything to do so much stuff. Who's going to go in the Eastern to get the Moon Pearl? That was gross.
I mean, that's my thought as well. Like, who's gonna get?
Yeah,
who's gonna go? Just who's
I
gonna
didn't
go?
really care because I assumed everyone would last location it or close to it at least.
But
there are some people that do not.
I mean, some people go into the Eastern randomly. I don't know. I mean,
Hey, Liz, please.
I do it. I do Eastern early if it's a pendant, but Crystal,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
The best,
pendant is
the
okay.
worst mistake I made was skipping out on Skull Woods. Like I've
Same.
never, Skull Woods has bit me in the butt so many times that in my league race I had Boots there, in this race I had Mir there. It's such a fast check. I don't know why I keep putting it off, but that will happen no longer. Even if it has nothing, I'm always checking Skull Woods from now on. It's
Okay, see,
too
I
quick.
say, here's the thing, right, Fear. I tell myself that, and then I check Skullwoods every race for the next couple of weeks, and it never has anything, and I'm like, let's skip Skullwoods this time, and then I get burned instantly.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to like post-it notes everywhere, write it on windows and mirrors, get it tattooed on your forehead or something. I mean, it's like, I will not skip the Skullwoods, and then you don't, and then you forget about it, and then you go, oh.
Yeah, it's just burned me too many times. Apparently, I joined the last locationers this race. I didn't know that was happening. You know what I think?
We've got a spot open, actually.
I think what it is I've made fun of Illis and Goomba and Drac so hard during the league races for last location and stuff that karma has just come back to bite me. The karma gods of Rando have come back to bite me. Don't name your team last locationers again because it's gonna ruin everything.
Listen,
I almost last location the mirror. Like all I had left when I went to Skullwoods was Pyramid and Catfish. That was it.
I mean, the thing about Skullwoods this time, like when you have fluid and mids, you're just like, it's so easy to get there. Like, fine,
Yep.
I'll just skip it.
Yeah, that was my thought process, except after finding the mirror, I was skipping Thiefstone for a bit. Like, I basically went the other way around and said, I'm checking Skullwoods, and then when I found the mirror, I was putting off Thiefstone and Witch of Outcasts for a bit.
Yeah, you sort of right next to the graveyard ledge, and then it's like, oh, I found Boots. Okay, there's 2 checks immediately next to me as well. And after that, it just sort of accelerated everything.
Yeah, I don't feel bad about losing this race at all because again, I go to the Kermit school of thought of if it's on purple chest, especially without a mirror, you're gonna last location it. Well, I'm gonna last location it. So that's gonna happen. I think I had the 2 items left in Swamp, and that was it.
Yeah, I routed it.
Hold on, I got really confused. There was a hint in Desert that I think it said there was a unique item in this reminder.
Yes.
Yes.
What was that?
Ether.
Oh, because I checked Meyer pretty early, but I completely blanked on what I got out of there.
Yeah, I blanked on it as well for like a couple seconds. Like, wait, I was just in Meyer. It was nothing there. What did I get?
Yeah, I did. After Thieves Town, I checked Bumper Ledge and then went to Ice, thinking that I would get the Pyramid Fairy item, and then I got a hint that it was Silver's.
Same.
And so that sort of ruined everything. And I bet my life, I put everything that I had that Mir was going to be an Ice Palace, and then Ice Palace was garbage. So then I got the red bomb. I knew that it was Silver's, but I wanted to check the ledge, so I did that as well and did Catfish. And then went into Pod, but I bought a bottle before I went to Pod because in case it was bow locked. I messed up the stupid bottle glitch again. I don't know why that keeps happening to me. And then finally went back to Skull Woods when it was all that I had left. That in the Smith chain, and after that, got my boots and Fire Rod. Did Swamp. Left those 2 items. Went back to Pod. Got nothing, and I knew that things were going to be bad the rest of the way.
I got the cane pretty early, actually. I routed the Village of Outcast in such a way that I would make sure not to leave Purple Chest behind, because I hate leaving Purple Chest behind if I can help it. And with a flute, it's not so bad. So...
Yeah, if you were forced to do purple without having the flute or the mirror, that would just be terrible. But eventually you'll have to orphan that and come back later. But yeah,
funny story about that. Illis and I played a seed last night where the Turtle Rock medallion was in Purple Chest, and both the flute and the mirror were in Turtle Rock. That was good.
That is gross. I would take a refund on that seed. Don't even.
Yeah.
It's like, I haven't even paid any money and I want a refund. I'm so angry. Oh.
Well, that
Yeah.
was fun. I'm gonna go because I
It was
need
really
to eat
fun.
lunch.
It's really fun
Yeah.
when I'm on restream with all of you guys. It's just
Yeah, it's great.
Didn't really
Yeah.
have to do any work either. You just interview each other, and we just sit back
just-
and it's like, I just commentated a race. I'm no good.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here, letting them talk. Why would I ask questions? They're talking. It's fine.
I'm gonna have to ask you guys. Don't rewatch the VOD later. I don't need you to see my GT route. Like, I don't
It
need
was
that.
fantastic. Please watch it.
What did you do? Did you go full right?
Okay, so I went to Hope Room, and then I went to Tile Room, and I got a small key in Tile Room, so I went full right to Ice Armors.
Awesome.
And I
That's
want to
pretty good.
note, Hope Room did not have a small key, so he literally went Hope Room, steal a key from the peg room, go to Tile Room.
I mean,
That's hilarious.
sometimes you need to make plays, and I certainly made a play. I'm not sure it was a good play, but it was a play. I think.
The not good plays are the best plays. They are the most fun you can have.
Exactly. Like skipping Scotland.
Yeah, my play shows why Chisame is the only one to score points in my team in the league. So there's a reason why we only have 9 points, and it's all Chisame. So I want to say,
Only 9.
oh yeah, no ties. Thanks to the comms, thanks to the trackers, really appreciate it. I'm gonna go eat some lunch. That was fun.
Enjoy your lunch, Fear. See you next time.
Yeah.
yeah. See you next time.
Yeah, thanks everyone. And we've got things possibly coming up for you later on today. We have the race at 9 o'clock. We have more things happening on the Speed Gaming Network, and again, shout outs to all of our runners. Thank you for putting yourselves up on the big screen for us to have a little bit of fun in the middle of the afternoon. And also, big thank you to our trackers, literally Jen and Phase 9 Alex. Without you, we would look like a pair of people who may know possibly something about this game, but probably not.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So, in terms of rando content, today we have another ALTTP League match scheduled at 8:30 Eastern. It is the Titans mids playing against the Immortals. I believe we are in the co-op stage, so it's going to be a 2 versus 2. It's a very interesting concept.
Yep, and of course, we still have the rest of the other channels in the Speed Gaming Network, so whatever your flavour of game is, we've got something for you. So, thanks everyone, take care, and we'll see you in the future.
Yep. I'll see you next time.